I'm Murad Erzinclioglu, and today we're spending 5 minutes with Kelly Hoppe. Kelly is Windsor's, if not Canada's, preeminent harmonica player and a member of the esteemed and platinum-selling blues rock band Big Sugar. Kelly, you're known as many as one of our finest blues musicians across Canada, but people may not realize that you have past experience in journalism. Can you tell me about that time?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I often, will tell people that seems like in another lifetime I had this another life going on, as it was a long time ago. But yeah, I went to University of Windsor and graduated there with an honors BA in communication studies in, I don't want to shock you, but it was in the mid-70s. and I, shortly thereafter, within about a year of graduating, I worked up in Ottawa with a film company, but I ended up working at local CBC television and in the film department as a news film editor, and also current affairs and editor as well, but mostly in news for the period of about 8 years. And it was a great time. I really enjoyed my time there.
How did your education at the University of Windsor inform your musical sensibility?
It's, back then I wasn't I'm sort of an adult musician in that I came to, that sounds kind of strange, but I came to music late in life as a professional. I didn't play even as a teen, other than took lessons that I was miserable at on keyboard and things like that. But interestingly, there was a country music show produced at the local Windsor station, CBC, and because they did a lot of production there because of their proximity to the border, and they had to produce their own programming besides just even news because of border protection laws. And there was a country music show there called Sun Parlor Country. Tommy Owen Show, I think, was another name for it. It had various names. And there was a producer there who was a big fan of the harmonica, the producer of that show. And he just put out the question just to somebody, like anybody in town here play the harmonica? Do you know anybody does? And somebody, at that point I played harmonica at parties, a couple beers and I might pull out a harmonica, because I've been messing around with it. And it kind of went from there, and actually it turned me into a professional musician. I had to do the television work. I auditioned, he said, oh, I like what you do, let's do this. And I ended up playing the Tommy Hunter Show within about 3 years, which was a national CBC country music show, variety show. And that's, if I can say that, there's a bit of serendipity there, but I took communications at the University of Windsor, and I ended up at the CBC shortly thereafter, and that's kind of the connection to the music from my university career. Gets me into a television station where I end up playing harmonica too. I don't know what it's got to do with cutting film. It doesn't really have anything to do with it, but that's sort of the thread there for getting me into music. And it really gave me confidence to play music professionally. 2014
marks 20 years since you joined Big Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
What is your fondest memory over that time?
Yeah, it's just the experience itself over that time, meaning being 20 years. It's just been a really great experience professionally, personally. Everybody in the band, we've been together all that time, at least myself, Gary Lowe, our bass player, and Gordy Johnson, obviously, and some other personnel has left. Everybody that's ever played in the band, and great people to be with, as just people, let alone their quality of their work. But I will pick one thing, and this seems kind of not self-congratulatory, but we were doing a festival in Newfoundland, just outside St. John's. Which is nice, we played a few gigs with Great Big Sea. And it was this beautiful summer evening, and it was on the day of my birthday, coincidentally. And Gordy let the guys in Great Big Sea, Alan Doyle and the rest, know that was my birthday. And they announced that to the audience, and there was about 10,000 people at this festival. And it's kind of embarrassing, but it was really sweet, and it's such a beautiful setting. I love Newfoundland's maybe my favorite place in Canada. And Alan Doyle got the audience to sing "Happy Birthday" to Mr. Chill, and so that's a pretty fond memory. That's one of them, anyway.
In your opinion, how has the music industry changed over your 20 years with the band?
Well, yeah, that could. There's so many ways. I mean, if I focus in on one thing, because I guess we could talk for hours about how music has changed in that time. Certainly the digital if you want to call it the invention, but the technological change going from analog to digital, which leads us to around the late 90s, early 2000s, to peer-to-peer acquiring of music. What that did to any band, like besides us, all bands that were out at that time, was really decrease in a major way a revenue stream, because just talking about Big Sugar in our couple albums, 96 and 97, 98, the albums we had out at that time, they would go gold in Canada and platinum within a year. They would go gold in 6 or 7 weeks, was 50,000 units. There's a substantial revenue stream there. And if you go to 2001, when Napster's sort of in full gear, or full-on mode at that point, I don't know what fraction I could put, to say almost, it's not overnight, but within a couple of years, that revenue stream almost disappears. And that's just one thing I'll point to. And I'm not just, it sounds tough, but there's other things we could talk about with regard to that. But that's maybe the most major thing that I can point to.
I'm Murad Erzinclioglu, and we've just spent 5 minutes with Kelly Hoppe. Kelly, if you'd be so kind to play us out.